Welcome back, everyone, to another Gaming on the Brain playthrough. Today we've got Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stone Japanese version, because Glenn tells us that it's actually the better version of Double Dragon 3 to play.
And it is better, as in it's better than the other version of Double Dragon 3 in the arcade. Still not an amazing game, doesn't touch the first two at all. Very different game as well, if anyone hasn't played this, which not everyone probably has. But it is playable, at least in this form. There's no messing about with too many coins. I mean, the original, in fact, Double Dragon 3, the Western version, probably, very short history lesson, probably is the first pay-to-play game, would you say? Like microtransactions. So it's a pioneer of its time.
So you can blame this game for, for everything that we go through now as modern gamers.
Yeah.
So we should find all copies and burn them now.
I own this game. Yes, I was a PCB.
Have you sold? You haven't got it anymore, have you?
I sold it.
So it's one less copy we can burn, but we'll find it.
Yeah, I had two. I had the worldwide release and that.
I've personally never liked this game, but to be fair, I played the Mega Drive version more than the arcade, and that version was even worse. So it's probably that what I'm thinking of.
It's a different game though, because as well, it's got a completely different development behind it. It's not Technos. It's made by an external company called East Technology, and it does show. As you can see here, you get actually a choice of characters in this version, 4 characters. If you both choose Billy, we'll both play as Billy and Jimmy. But there's alternative characters. Which play slightly different. What happens is now you've got like a set of 2 special moves now in this version, like in this, and you've got the classic whirlwind kick still there.
There's that upside down.
Yeah, you've got another
thing.
move. Yeah,
What's it called?
You've got the one-armed headbutt.
One-armed headbutt,
because that's what you do. You arm, you headbutt people. Not me, obviously, because I've only got one arm.
How can you headbutt someone with your arm?
Yeah, you'd be quite stuck. You know what it is? I can't actually remember how to do the whirlwind kick on this version. Oh, there you go. It looks like you press jump a very slight fraction before kick.
Oh yeah,
and that gets you and do it stationary, obviously. But it's good. It is good to move. You've got a wall. You've got an off the wall jump, or you did have. you did have on the. Here you go. Street to Age. Before Street to Age, a 2-player co-op move we've got there, which makes it all the better, doesn't it? Now you love it more. It's your favourite game.
I can see. I mean, you can see it did try to bring some new things into play. It was trying to be ahead of its time a little bit.
The system is so different from anything before. I mean, Technos actually released their own internal semi-sequel to Double Dragon called the Combat Tribes, which doesn't play that much like Double Dragon either, but you can clearly see it's more inspired by the original Double Dragon 1 and 2, where this game, its look and its feel is just so different, which is one of the reasons why it wasn't well received. Another little change.
Slam as well.
I've got to mention a little bit of the history of the original arcade version, which actually is the international release. There's a shop system where you buy weapons and power-ups and your new moves. So the nunchuck that you've just picked up there, that is actually part of. You only get that nunchuck by buying it in the shop for the actual 10-pence piece.
But on here, it's
where you've got a running attack and all, which is worth mentioning. Although I'll struggle to do it here.
I've still got it as well. I've kind of took them with us.
It's the only way to take it's the best way to take the bikes out, actually. But now in this game, because the enemies don't use pickup weapons, because they normally would be available in the shop, they're just lying on the floor, and there's only 2. There's a nunchuck and a sword later on, and that's your lot. That is your lot.
Yeah.
Which again, every previous Double Dragon arcade game had a set of 7 weapons, all which had different parameters to them, and that isn't a thing in this game.
By now, I would have had several thrown weapons to chuck at the boss.
Yeah, I mean, this is the boss here. There is a NES version which is greatly altered. I'm not going to necessarily say improved, because it's a strange game. It tries to play like Double Dragon 2 in the NES, because it's made by Technos, who made the original games, but it's such a hard game. It's so unbalanced for the very wrong reasons, where DD2 was tough, but this game on the NES, so again, completely rewritten on very different structure and style to either arcade version, to be honest. Like numerous computer versions as well, which are a mixed bag. Some were quite good, as in they're quite close to the arcade game, and some like the Amstrad version is just a complete atrocity. So you need to look at a video of that, man. That is absolutely abysmal. It's the slowest game in the world. It moves backwards. You need to overclock that one if you ever play it. Honestly, it's absolutely terrible.
I wonder if that is the point, or could you overclock it?
I don't know if you'd want to. See, this here is a shop in the original version, but now it's sealed off to the place where you can't do anything about it.
The movement's so janky. It's like you try to walk forward and you walk
it's
past the enemy.
strange. It's bizarre. I will discuss one more version quickly as well. There's a Game Boy release, which, unlike the first two games, which are Japanese made, the Game Boy is based on the computer versions, and it shows, and it's worse than some of the 8-bit computer versions. A Mega Drive Genesis version was released, which, although fairly close to how this version plays, it's just doesn't feel right at all. Something not right at all.
Ronnie or whoever it's called.
Which, one of the nice little features of this version of the arcade game is that you can pick one of 4 types of characters, which all have the same size moveset, but do have at least one different special move that basically work in the same way. It's pretty much a form of battle. That's your handstand ankle flip, it's called.
Yeah.
Ronnie also has the wound kick still as well, though. So every character has that, and it looks bizarre for him.
He does. He like barely
he can't spin around much, he's just not very agile. Like,
I just got kicked in the ass.
Like Renegade, the features similar to Renegade, not the buttons this time, because they're actually remapped more like the original Double Dragon. But what you have got in this game is 5 very different countries, as opposed to like different levels within the city and whatnot, like the first 2 games. And you have a small set of enemies that are locked to that level, so you'll fight like very stereotypical characters in this level, and they're basically a biker gang in the first game, and the bosses will be follow suit. To be fair, they get more crazy and silly as the game goes on.
Yeah,
by the last level,
very, very supernatural theme, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it gets a bit silly. I'm going to try a different character. I'll try the Masao. This guy's called Masao, I believe.
Kunio on this.
Kunio, that might be.
Is it not Kunio from?
It's not meant to be, as far as I know. But another thing as well, these 3 alternate characters, other than the lead brothers, if you class the lead brothers as one character for a second, and now there's something I'll tell you about that as well. But these alternate characters, this is a Bruce Lee clone, who's the boss this level. They are actually locked to a certain level, so you have to buy that character, and you can have up to 3 alternate characters on the worldwide release. So if you buy characters on the first level, you get Ronnie, and the second level gives you the little fat guy, which you're playing as now, and the third level gives this Japanese guy that I've got. So they're not very interesting. Like I say, it's not a patch on the first 2 games.
He does like a Lou Fairs press.
It could have been so
quite
great.
effective, this move.
In fact, Double Dragon 3 is probably biggest standout feature other than the shop.
Look at that.
Yeah, and he's like basically that's his special.
It's called
the locking head squeeze, mate. That is what that is called. Right, there you go. I've never touched this guy.
That's a great imagination.
Yeah, little interesting nugget with this character here. This boss, he pulls out a set of nunchucks when he's nearly dead. Like I've just died.
Why is he backed off? You say, he wanted to fight you. He knew I'm too much of a challenge. With me locking head squeeze. Come here while I lock and head squeeze you out.
I can't even get anywhere near me. Nothing's working. Stop working. There you go. Oh, get out. Oh, we did a little special move there.
Oh, that was teamwork, that, Glenn.
Yeah.
We both jumped on him at the same time. I look like I weigh about 600 pounds, so I would have been pretty lethal. Like.
Again, this is where that would be a shop here, wouldn't it? Remember?
Oh, yes.
You go in here. Now, because the levels scroll back as well, it's got this sort of semi-RPG feel where you can, like in the other release, where you can actually
go to the shop.
Yeah, scroll back and top up with a bio-weapon or whatever you want, where that is obviously missing from this version. Because it just tries to mimic more of the flow of like what you would have got with the first 2 games, but I said it just can't do it, man. What's crazy, I thought, about the marketing, guess who it was released by? Acclaim for most home releases. Console releases at least, although under the Flying Edge banner, which is still Acclaim under a different name. But they actually marketed the Game Boy and the Mega Drive version as Double Dragon 3, the arcade game, so people would realise that it wasn't linked to the NES version. But like at the time, who would want to be associated with this version? I'd just call it Double Dragon 3, not the arcade game, and just make a totally different version completely. A bit like the Double Dragon 2 Game Boy version. But it's better in 2-player, as I said, and this version is a little bit better, I would say, just because of the you don't lose your moves, and it just feels like little bit more stable game than the and it's cheaper to play if you were having to play for money.
It wouldn't be too bad if it wasn't for the janky animation and like just it's difficult to hit people because you cannot really control your position on screen.
It gets crazier as well as into the last level. I mean, the last level is the longest level because it actually has multiple parts. It's the only level that sort of like mixes up different enemy types as well. You might not realise, but this level has 2 enemy types. There's one bald guy and one with hair, but they're just so similar looking and have the same moves. It's like they gave up. The next level only has 1 enemy type. I don't think you can hit each other in this one, you know.
No, you know.
I don't think there's an option to turn that on as well.
It won't be in the arcade. It might be on some of the home versions, maybe.
I don't think there is on any. The NES version does. It definitely gives you the option to hit and not hit like DD2.
A and B,
You can clearly see the engine of the third game is based on DD2, which I thought was odd in a way. Right, we're going to be taking on the boss shortly of this level. The first level actually has more than one scene. You'll see that sword line on the floor there as well. It's just lying there. It's just there.
I just entered it like a parry in that one, I think.
The sword's better than the nunchuck. Actually, it is kind of good. It is worth picking up, but it's just again you've got two weapons in this game. It's like you've got 2 weapons in Double Dragon 1 and the Commodore 64. And that was not good, you know.
I mean, for just based on what I've played so far, it's as bad as I remember. You know, the Double Dragon series fell from grace with this game, like I tell you.
Well, this is what killed it for a while, isn't it? The very next game after this, I think, was Double Dragon Battletoads before they finally started releasing other strange spin-off games with tight names. Oh, we're saying that. I suppose it's Super Double Dragon, which does, which obviously does redeem. I mean, that's one of my favourite games.
Super's great. Return's even better.
Yeah, it's just really well done. Anyway, I was about to mention the second interesting feature about this version, the arcade game in general. It's a 3-player game, and it's the third player is actually another character called Sonny. And this character is called Sonny, the big guy. One of the versions of the big guy is called Sonny. But
if you all played as Billy, Jimmy, and Sonny.
Yeah, it's just absolutely it's bizarre. He's a yellow lead brother who isn't mentioned anywhere ever, anytime. I was telling you, I says, I don't know why they didn't just have the third brother be a green one and be based on Jeff from the first 2 games there. Yeah. He'd somehow decided to join you in that because the NES version.
Sick of getting beat.
They're
sick of getting beat.
Sick of getting beaten up by and changed his clothes back to the first game. But the thing is about the NES version, it actually does play on. I mean, 2 of the bosses are playable characters. What happens is at the end of level 2 and 3, you get the little fat guy and you get the ninja. You play as this guy in the NES version. He's a playable character, so the element was there. So I just don't know why they didn't go with it.
This is terrible. This one.
Yeah, I'm struggling as well.
It is a bad game. This.
Graphically, when it moves, it looks good. No, graphically when it's stationary, sorry, it's kind of good. It's just when it starts moving.
I mean, Billy and Jimmy's character looks fine, but I mean, Ronnie looks like
I think what you've got to remember as well.
It looks like an action.
By the time this came out, Final Fight was out. Final Fight was out. I mean, that's the end of. I mean, yeah, we've discussed Final Fight today. Everything says that we both find DD2 and 1 to some degree better in different ways, just because of how the structure of Final Fight and the how the moves work and that. But this game, though, it's just
broken. Well, maybe that's unfair. Broken, maybe not, but not playable in the slightest, in my opinion. I mean, it's ugly to look at, I think. Other than, like I said, Jimmy's quite looks canny, but
they went for a realist, like a sort of semi-almost digitised look. I mean, it's not digitised, but they did try to move away from the cartoony look of the first game, like a more grungy sort of serious look. But it doesn't really, especially when the enemies you fight are like, look what we're fighting. I mean, look what we're fighting now. This game to me is I didn't mention it at the time, but I'm going to mention it now when we were talking about Renegade games earlier, the Renegade spin-off. This is the Renegade 3 of the Double Dragon series, without doubt.
Oh, yeah,
in fact, they mirror each other almost exactly. Renegade 3's theme, if you remember, was time travel and that. We're fighting Egyptians and whatnot. And,
yeah, it was weird.
I mean, this guy here is the boss, and he's just like... You can't knock him off his horse. Yeah, he gets off at his sound.
That looks like you could pick that boulder up. Come on.
Yeah, there's no way out there. That's the other thing as well. All the levels are just pretty much static, like straight. No animation. Nothing moving. just left to right, flat.
I mean, why are we fighting archers and gladiator with?
Well, the story the game tries to give is that like some of these characters are holding the stones. You've got to get the Rosetta Stones, and there's no real reason why you need the stones. If I remember right, Marion hasn't been kidnapped. She has in the American NES version, but not in the Japanese version. It's got nothing to do with it. Just what they did is in that version, they've changed the final boss of the game, which is the same for arcade and NES actually, like the same character but different fight. You actually meant to be fighting a possessed version of Marion in that game, which it just doesn't work. It's just silly.
I hate that and all, you know, when you're over the spike of the enemy, you walk back and forth next to him, but you kind of hit him. It's like, it's just annoying. Like, stamp on him.
I can only do him once, can't you?
Stamp him!
Get out. The stamp does a lot of damage actually, that might have killed him. Yeah.
Get in.
Final level, mate. Final
close to
level.
the end.
Which you're going to hate because this is probably like, it's just annoying. Get your best headbutt on when you can remember which button it is.
I can't even run and punch.
Yeah,
X.
I'll press every button except the right one.
Oh, I got him off the screen.
It's easy to hit them as well. It's not like hardly Renegade off the Spectrum where it's impossible to knock them out. Like here is where things just get completely weird. Yeah, I mean, these guys are just bizarre. You can't grab these, if I remember right, as well. You have to.
Can you grab anyone?
Stamp on them.
Grab anyone yet.
Well, you've got that. One of your special moves is technically a grab, isn't it? Though I mean,
what, the upside down headbutt thing?
There's two, yeah, and you've got a backdrop like Street Rage.
Aye, that one.
Yeah, but you'll do it by accident.
Because that's another thing. It's missing like the grab and the knee and everything.
Yeah, which is just iconic. You know, it's like they've literally took everything out that people would like to remember about Double Dragon 1 and 2 and turned it into what they've turned it into, you know.
It makes us worry. What did Technos think of the Double Dragon series to do this to it, you know?
I'd like to think that they've just decided to go in different directions. Sometimes you often see in all games, films, and everything in between. Like they think, oh, we need to just be fresh, and it's like this couldn't have been more different. In fact, East Technology, who made this game, went on to make a later game, as you know, we mentioned earlier, called Silent Dragon. It's not part of the Double Dragon series, but it's clear that the inspiration, it's got the same sound effects in this game, and although it doesn't feel exactly like Double Dragon, it's got the kneeing in the hair grab kick in that, and it does feel a bit more Double Dragon than this does, so it's like I think it's their apology for this, really.
Fair enough, it's a half decent game, Silent Dragon.
Yeah, it's got nice big spikes and all the bosses look cool. I thought it's quite a good game.
Certainly a lot better than this piece of crap.
Let's say with the name Silent Dragon, with that in the title, I think they were going for like an unofficial apology. But definitely it was a deliberate choice. Like I think it came out in 1992 and also we got a bit more time in the oven. Like
it's one of those. I think if you played it enough and you could work out the control scheme properly, it probably wouldn't be too bad.
It'd be ways to fix it, I think, but I just don't think there's enough people who would want to.
Yeah.
I mean, the NES version could be tweaked, and that definitely made it a bit easier to make more playable, since you only have one life and you expect to earn the hidden characters that I was saying about, you know. And it's like, but that only gives you 3 lives. So you lose your 3 lives, and you're like, there's no extra credits. You can literally get knocked off the cliff, just up.
What's happening?
Just up in level 1. I would just go in. Yeah. Right. This is irritating. You best just run, and you have to fight one of them, that boss at the last level. So you have to kill him, but in the meantime, this shit's just getting hoyed at you left, right, and centre, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. So there's a gladiator going to come over in a second. Sorry, mate, I'm wrong. It's the next thing. All you do is go onto here.
Right.
And that's just section over.
Watch, we'll do it again. Same place every time.
Mind you, I thought the spikes in the first game are so cheap and all, so right. I would say it's handy getting the sword.
I would.
Or doing a two-play move.
Grabbing over you.
Right, what's it getting? Knock over and lose it though.
Oh, what's he doing?
So we've got one enemy to fight on here. You can't hit that, unfortunately.
Fighting the UFO.
So we just have to fight this guy here, who looks like he's made of stone this time round. I've decided to hit the air.
Yeah, I'll try and back it.
The sword is useful, I will give it that. It does, well, when you can hit him with it.
Ow. there's jank and there's jank, right? You know, like Pit Fighter's got charm and janky. This is just shit and janky.
Yeah, it's like I say, especially when you look at the pedigree of what you've got before, you know.
Oh, nah. It's a bad game.
Try something. Oh, get out. Oh, double. Oh, that should have been a whammy.
I'm thinking the Mega Drive was pretty faithful. So
it is, but it's got DD1C64 syndrome in that you need to whack people and then walk away and whack them again.
Right.
So it doesn't feel out like this. Really, it just looks quite like it.
Oh, you got to
This
spell
is gonna be
Rosetta,
tough
haven't
as
you?
nails. This with this.
You go first. Oh shit! Oh, this could take a while.
It's best doing it one at a time.
Yeah, well, I'll just die. I'll stay off until you
It's
do it.
crap. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, well, now I'll join back in.
Right, it's just a little bit of fighting now and we're nearly done. Right, now, there is one interesting change here in the Mega Drive version. It's only the Mega Drive. These guys are actually little fat mummies in the Mega Drive. They're not stone men anymore. They've been turned to little fat mummies, and this enemy is missing from the NES.
What does he fire at you?
His arm, still. Still his arm, but they've got they've got fat noses and that. They look like comedy mummies. Like,
having visions of decap attack.
They actually look like a character out of Renegade 3. You know, they're just like, you know, I mean, what you're fighting, what we're doing, you know what I mean?
Oh god.
See, he's got a headbutt now.
Oh, another one.
There's a few bosses here. There's 3 boss fights coming up, and then we're beating the game. There's no special versus more or anything like the first game that I had. So 3 boss fights.
You wouldn't be able to play it anyway, you'd be able to hate each other.
The first boss isn't too bad, but the second 2 are quite cheap though. They are very cheap.
I'm gonna play as Maseo.
I'll play somebody else.
Oh, he's better. He can pull a combo off. Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Have you noticed as well how every enemy goes, ooh, there's a death scream. There's none of the cool death screams. For like 2 was great for having like a sampled scream for every enemy type. You know, and it's like they sounded good. And then this game just like, nah, we'll just do that. Even the tree men and the mummies and stuff.
Oh, are you fighting the midget?
It's a boss.
He turned against us.
Yeah. Well, this is Haruko, this little midget man or woman. I think it's maybe a woman. She's like a soothsayer. Like this is the Willy of this game, if you want to call it that.
Right.
You know, like there's 2 more bosses, but so she's not the big bad, but it's like, oh well, we're fighting a little old woman. Really, Willy was like easy in some ways, being like a soft arse who had a gun.
I just noticed.
Now we're fighting an old woman. Now a little nod, well, a little bit of info about the NES version, and obviously the makers went, fuck that, we're not fighting a midget woman. She's in the game, but she just dies. She tries to double cross you, but she dies in the process, and then you fight 3 mummies, and then you take on the final boss. So that does change a bit for the better slightly.
I wish she just died in this one.
It's the first time I'm playing as a fat man.
I was not bad actually. He's special.
The damage they do is different. I'm pretty sure. I know they have different healths. I know that for a fact, definitely. Yeah. They did on the American.
I can't use any specials.
Yeah.
God, she's a little shit. She bounces about all over the place and shit. Oh, I got her. Good.
It's funny when she dies. It is a woman, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
What's she doing now? She's dancing or something. That's not normal. I've not seen that before.
I can't get her.
I can't know. This is not Willy.
Right,
not Willy. Oh, she's not dead yet. Watching along, she died. Oh, she's dying. There she goes. Right, this is Haruko's death.
He
does have a different scream. Okay, I was wrong, right? Does have a different scream.
What?
Right, we have to leave. And now
died.
we'll face Cleopatra in mummy form, and this is just ridiculous because the best way to fight this boss is just to hit it with running attacks, and you can literally do that over and over until it dies, mate. That is the way, and it works constantly. Now, when you have the power up, which is only available in the American version, you hit it twice. It counts for 2 hits, and it totally rips it apart in about 6 hits. But it'll take a bit longer like this. But if you go in and try and hit this properly, like actually fight it like anything else, it just tears you apart. He picks you up by the head. Well, she does, sorry. It's meant to be a woman. But it's boring just doing that, right, isn't it?
It's effective.
She's bigger than you.
God, she is, right? Oh, ow.
I'll just come back as mine,
She's invincible. And you can't jump on her. Oh, look at that. Oh, so Sarah's getting stuck in right there.
See that?
Aye.
It's funny, isn't it? Just pick this up by your heads and that.
It's like,
I can't even do me. Can I do me kick anymore? Get out. Oh, there you go. Start to wheeze when it's dying. Oh, see that does damage. That does good damage, man. See how it hits for 2.
I see Ronnie's running. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there you go, Mark. We're knocking this now. There you go, bro. You're loving it now, aren't you? You love Double Dragon 3?
That's awful.
There you go. Right. Final battle, mate. Cleopatra herself in half naked form. Stay close, because she does that. She has a thing where she does that, right? Which just like cheapers.
Right. Billy and Jimmy shall defeat Cleopatra. That just sounds wrong. What the hell are we doing fighting Cleopatra?
And there's no reason why we're fighting. I mean, if it's not like she wants to, I don't know if she wants to take over the world or she wants to get the Rosetta Stones or wants to marry him for herself because she's a lesbian. I just have no idea. What do you think, Mark?
I just think
she's cheap she's cheap and weirdly easy at the same time in one play because just not that just like you did the thing version, but it is harder to connect now because she does sometimes catch you, but it is the best way to get her. Just going for.
I think they've sat around the table, right? Right, guys, we're going to make Double Dragon 3 here. Let's think of some ideas, and literally just randomly picked 5 ideas.
5 ideas?
Well, because there's 5 levels.
Was one of them, let's put Cleopatra in it?
Well, yeah, the boss of the last level.
I mean, I've just got up there. I just stood back up and got napped. We've got enough credits. Oh, I've got no coins.
There you go.
That might be a good thing, is it?
Oh, we've got to finish it now. We're committed.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, there's nothing. There is an ending. It's just 2 screens, I think, and some music. Right. See, if we kick work.
I think after I finish this, I'm going to take a break from video games for a long time.
I think I need to. My hand's killing.
Good.
My hand's killing. Aye. I'm in agony. Oh yeah, right. After a while, it's just saws out.
Button bashes.
Right.
I can't even run. I can't run, literally.
I can't.
Die! Oh, missed it. Die, you old.
You know, this has got me so many comments on our video and said that this is how you play Double Dragon 3. It's like, we kind of like snap it on 1 credit and just say this is what you do.
I'd like to see somebody beat this in 1 credit, I tell you.
I can now. Yep.
Shut up, man.
Japanese one, yeah. American one, I mean. I've done it.
Aye, because you just keep
fully powered up. No, fully powered up, and she is quite easy if you lose your power up, which obviously there's no shops after a certain place. And you lose your power up, you'll keep the special move, but it's slower again. It loses its speed. Now you haven't played it with the speed, with the extra speed. It's really responsive.
Get out in the middle of the screen.
This is what you need to do. Look what I'm doing there. That's what you need to do, but you're doing it not one more knock over and she's probably dead, like. So you might get this, mate.
I don't think I can actually get that.
Do I get the privilege of doing? Oh man, it's like see how that though, how you.
She conveniently just stays on a level below you as well.
But I know things can go up and down.
Yeah.
Aye.
See what I mean?
Aye. It is harder with 2 players because. Oh, there you go, mate.
Oh, I'm dead as well.
Did you enjoy that?
That was awful. That was really awful.
We did that for you, people.
Yeah, that was.
The battle
bad.
has ended.
We need to start a new show called Really Shit Games, where we'll get to take the piss out of the games.
I think you'd rather play Rise of the Robots over that.
Quite possibly.
Well, at least we just have a couple of versus modes and then I am absolutely drained now, like I am drained.
You've done well tonight, Glenn. We've just done Double Dragon 1, 2 and 3 and we'll be releasing them all within the next few days. And yeah,
we've just done Double Dragon 3 so you don't have to, because that was... Do you know what it is? I think I do prefer that. I sort of do prefer the Jap version, but the last time I played, this is about 15 years ago, and like it says, if you can get powered up, if you can get your 3 guys, because you need your 3 lives, like extra people, although when you lose a life, if there's no shop nearby, like I said, you lose the power up, but you keep the special moves.
Yeah.
But you lose a weapon, I think, as well if you bought a weapon. Only Billy and Jimmy can use weapons, none of the other characters.
That's ridiculous.
But if you can get to the end, which I normally can't, I used to be able to, on that one credit with all your with your power up still, you'll blaze through like the mummy and that. When you do the headbutt, it dies in about 4 or 5 hits, and her as well. Everything just dies really quick.
Right.
But that's something that's not in this version. Said that's taken out of this version, so maybe the world version is better. So
maybe.
Who knows? But Double Dragon 3 was Rosetta Stone. Never again.
Well, Bubba, that wraps it up for tonight.
Good,
again, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for being there.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye.